Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy. Excuse me, here to bring you your September 2018 general reading. Thanks for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. Thank you for continuing to follow my YouTube channel, those of you who do, and for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. And a big thank you to all of my clients out there, regular and new, for always keeping me so busy with personal readings, which I love to do. It's always an honor and a pleasure. Thank you. As most of you who follow me know, if you're interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, live or recorded, you can get more info and contact details by going to my YouTube channel's homepage, clicking on the little About button, or you can click on the description bar of any of the videos I post as well. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. I can usually get back to you within the same day or the first 24 hours of your initial contact. And scheduling a reading is pretty timely too, anywhere from a few days upwards of a couple of weeks, but almost always within a 2-week period of time or so. We can set up a reading for you. So send me an email if you're interested. We'll go from there. So let's get into this reading. This is for the water sign of Pisces for the month of September 2018. Remember, the general readings always resonate a little differently for everybody watching. So for additional insight and clarification, if you know your rising and your moon sign, watch those videos as well. Okay, Pisces, our lovely mercurial little fish. Let's see what September has in store for you. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Excuse me, got hoarse all of a sudden. We have the Ten of Pentacles followed by the Four of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups in reverse followed by the Six of Wands. We have the Nine of Wands followed by the Star. We have the Queen of Wands followed by Strength. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy, focus, and guidance for the month is the Hermit. So with the Hermit as your overall energy for the month, Pisces, some of you, or a lot of you, excuse me, I got hoarse right when I started this reading. You may be spending a little more time to yourself for the month of September. This could be advice for some of you maybe to withdraw a little bit and spend a little bit more time with yourself. But I feel like a lot of you are I feel like some of you are maybe going through a bit of a challenging or a little bit of a sad time right now, and you may just be you may not be being as social as you used to being, or you may be isolating a little bit. It's understandable when we're going through a difficult time. I mean, everybody reacts differently. Some people throw themselves into social life when they get down, and some people do the opposite and isolate. Balance in all things. So for those of you who are isolating quite a bit, remember that there are people around you who do love and care about you. Some of you, the Hermit, some of you, this is advice. As advice, the Hermit is about withdrawing a little bit, maybe taking some time off from social engagements or from a social life, and spend some time by yourself considering perhaps a situation, something that you may be going through or looking for an answer for, in order to consider it. Maybe to get a little bit of insight. I mean, what do hermits do? Hermits, monks, monastics. They withdraw from the distractions of conventional life or the conventional day-to-day life. And why do they do this? They do this to get somewhere quiet so that it's easier for them to contemplate something, maybe figure out a solution, get some insight to something, using the sum total of their life's experience, using also their life's experience to help guide them as well. What your life experience has taught you so far, which is what the light of this lantern represents for this aged man. He's using this light to guide his way off across this narrow precipice, and this light is symbolic for all the years of his living, his wisdom and experience so far. Now, we end August, begin September with the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. And you know, a few signs ago I did Cancer, also a water sign, and they got this exact combination as well. So the Ten of Pentacles tends in the tarot represent cycles ending, something coming to an end or coming to a culmination, achievement point, so it can transition into something else. The Ten of Pentacles used to be known as the inheritance card. And what does inheritance mean? It means a sense of abundance, or a gift, or a sense of abundance that you get because of your ties to someone or something. But it comes from the long, slow accumulation of what went into it, the weight of history and time and effort, you know, parents, grandparents, for you to get this inheritance, whether it's actual money, dollars and cents, a piece of property. There's a strong connection with home and family to the Ten of Pentacles too. It can represent family money, family business, family home, family estate, family property. So it can represent retirement, successful retirement, a good retirement. It can represent the selling or the coming together in some way, a culmination of family business or family property as well. Some of you may be dealing with family inheritance or family property issues. And I feel like those of you who are dealing with like the division of assets or inheritance in that sense, and it's a legal process that you're kind of waiting to hear back on something, is what I'm hearing. In relationships, the Ten of Pentacles can represent you know, a relationship or a marriage that has been there for a long, stable, grounded, you know, like a long-term marriage or relationship as well. Now, what clarifies it is the Four of Pentacles, which is a card of holding on. Sometimes it represents holding on too tightly because you've lost a lot in the past and you tend to cling a little bit more tightly and too tightly to what you have left. It can represent, in terms of dollars and cents, being frugal or being very economical because you don't want to lose what you have. I feel like some of you may be going through a legal process, and what the details and specifics, of course, in general readings, because there's so many of you watching, the details and specifics are going to vary, but the energy remains the same. Some of you, this might be an actual inheritance or family property issue, some kind of, you know, division of assets, legal situation. Some of you, you may be going through a divorce process. You may be, maybe the big issue might be, you know, selling the home to split the proceeds jointly or something of that sort. And it looks like either you don't want to do it or somebody else doesn't want to do it, for those of you for whom that resonates. Because there is this sense of, you know, something coming to an end, and it's probably likely something concrete and something that has a lot of time and effort put into it. And there's a sense of wanting to hold on to that as well, regardless of what the details of it is for you. And I feel like there is some difficulty in that, maybe letting go of a relationship, letting go of a situation, letting go of a piece of property, letting go. And for some of you, it might not even be that personal in terms of relationships. Some of you, it might be retirement and not wanting to, or not wanting to kind of let go of this career path you've been on for a long time, something of that sort. And that may be for some of you the source of maybe you might not be being as social, you might be feeling a bit down. And maybe just spending some more time to yourself over the month of September to kind of think about this and contemplate it and sit with it. Next, we have the Page of Cups in reverse, along with the Six of Wands. So pages can, and also your first two cards being Pentacles. Pentacles is earth energy, and in the tarot, that's earthly, practical, concrete energy, and it usually manifests in the tangible part of your life, like job, money, home, finances, assets, resources, etc. So this, what may be coming to an end that you may have a hard time letting go of, you want to hold on to, or you are actively fighting to hold on to something, you know, could be your home or marriage or something of that sort. It feels like it has the weight of a lot of time and work into it, and there's a lot around it that's concrete and practical too, even if it's a relationship. So the Page of Cups in reverse along with the Six of Wands. So I feel like for a lot of you, Cups is water energy, so it's emotional energy. Pages can represent young people or children. They often represent messages or messengers. I feel like in the reverse, because I'm getting this quite strongly, and I did at the beginning of the reading, that some of you are waiting for a message and there's been a delay or a block of some kind. It's not that the message isn't coming or you're waiting to hear from something. It's just that there's been a delay. It hasn't gotten there yet. It would be an emotional message or a message that's emotional in content or how you would receive it. It can be a message of love as well because it's the Page of Cups. For some of you, it can also represent a child or a young person as well. Now, it's clarified by the Six of Wands in the upright, which is a card of victory and triumph, significant victory and triumph. It's a big win, and it can also represent public recognition as well. This man went off to, or woman went off to struggle with something, achieve something, do battle, have a big task in front of them, and they were successful, and they're riding back into town triumphantly. It can also represent public recognition as well. I feel like some of you, actually, there's something about a child. Maybe a child is, maybe you have a child or a young person who's applied for something, who is trying to obtain something, you're just waiting to hear on that and you haven't heard. There's been some kind of delay or something. For others of you, you're waiting on a message of another kind that has to do with holding on to this Ten of Pentacles energy, whatever that represents for you too. And there's been some kind of delay. You're still waiting for it. And again, there's just I feel kind of a sense of poignancy or nostalgia about it. So that's kind of the energy of the first part of the month. And at the middle of the month too, because here comes the advice on the Star and the darkness. We have the Nine of Wands and the Star. So the Nine of Wands is the card I call the 11th hour card, or it's darkest before dawn card. Tens represent completion. We're at a 9 here. So it represents that this man is very close to completing something or being done with the part of the path that he's on right now. He's a soldier. You can see he's dressed for battle. What do soldiers do? They fight. That's what they do. This man is almost done, and he wants to be done. He's fought a lot of battles. He's tired. He wants to get home, take his armor off, put his feet up, have a beer, etc. This grouping of wands behind him represents a temporary block, delay, obstacle, hurdle that he wasn't expecting, that he's run into just when he was getting ready to be done wrapping something up, and he's withdrawn a bit. The energy of this card can sometimes feel maybe a bit discouraged, let down, surprised in a unhappy kind of way, figuring out, oh my gosh, am I ever going to be done with this? It just keeps going on and on and on, and how do I get through this, and is it possible to get through this? It's a card that has a feeling of kind of discouragement. But the underlying advice to the Nine of Wands is always push through. You are closer than you think you are. You are very close to completing something, so push through. And strongly underscoring this message is the accompanying card, which is the Star. One of my favorite tarot major arcana cards in the tarot. The Star is the star in the darkness, shining in the darkness. This is a card of renewed hope, faith, and optimism. And I say renewed because I usually see this card show up after a period of darkness, or during a period of darkness, or challenge, or difficulty of some kind. It's a card that represents having faith, walking in faith, even if you can't see where it's going, even if you're feeling very discouraged. It's a card of trusting in divine timing and intuition. You're on the right path. Things are going to work out, even if you can't see how, and you need to keep going. It's a card that renewed hope, faith, and optimism, kind of a darkness into light, winter into spring, sickness into health energy. The reason this woman is completely pouring her pitchers of water out into the source that she's kneeling in, she's not holding anything back. She's walking in complete faith, trusting in divine timing and intuition, because she knows when she needs her pitchers refilled, they will be, because the source is limitless. So if you're feeling a bit down, discouraged, depressed, push through. Don't give up on whatever it is you're doing. You're very close to the end of completing something. And you're being called upon to trust in that and to face your fears, your doubts, your insecurities aggressively, and just move right through them, blow right through them, because that's what's going to help pull you through this. It looks like a challenging situation. The intensity, of course, is going to vary, and what it is going to vary in a general reading. But you're almost there. You're very close to being done. At or towards the end of the month, we have the Queen of Wands and Strength. Queen of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, energy, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Could very well be a Leo because it's accompanied by Strength. Leo, the lion. It could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius female, or it could be a male, and this is a general reading. sun, moon, or rising. It could be a fire sign person or someone who's manifesting like a fire sign who's significant in this situation or significant to you in September, particularly at the end of the month. Could be in helping you face your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, which is what a strength is about. It could be about this person that's significant somehow. But just on an energetic level, if it doesn't represent an actual individual in your life, on an energetic level, the Queen of Wands, she's wands, which is their governing element is fire. So very aggressive, assertive, dynamic energy, enthusiasm, passionate. This is a person who does not rest on her laurels. If she's afraid of something, she charges right in and confronts that fear and moves through it and beyond it. Creative, artistic energy, delegating, powerful person, charismatic. She figures out what the problem is, what the solution is, and immediately acts upon it. If that one doesn't work, she finds another one. She finds a way. She doesn't stop. She keeps going. She doesn't allow her fears, doubts, insecurities, or difficult times get her down. She stays focused and moves right through it, which is what the accompanying card strength is about. It takes a lot of strength, wisdom, and humility to face your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, maybe the aspects of yourself that you don't like, but facing them, moving through them, and beyond them. And it's also what you gain more of by going through this process. So energetically, that is very strong advice for you for the month of September 2018, Pisces. And it's not like it's a bad month all the way through. I mean, there's a sense of waiting and a sense of maybe feeling a bit down, maybe feeling a bit discouraged more towards the middle of the month. But also there's an uplifting around the middle of the month as well, too, with that star card saying, you know, it's almost like this quiet voice is saying, be of good cheer. Keep going. You're almost there. You're so close. It's going to work out. I know you can't see it. I know you're discouraged, but just keep going. Whatever you're afraid of, whatever doubts you have, whatever fears or insecurities, move through them. That's what's going to get you through this very, very successfully. So Pisces, that pretty much wraps up your September 2018 general readings. I hope you found it helpful and hopeful, because it's a very actually hopeful message. It's a message of you're going through a hard time, keep going, you're going to be just fine. Face it, move through it, and you're going to get through it quicker than you think, and more successfully than you think as well. Yeah. So again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get all that information and contact details by going to my YouTube channel's homepage, clicking on that little About button, or you can click on the description bar of all the videos I post as well. I do readings in love and romance, compatibility charting, reconciliation spreads, career, work, and finance, as well as investment readings, gift readings. I do channeled messages from past unloved ones, and I also do 6 and 12-month overviews, which a lot of people like because it's a specific complex spread that takes a look at all the main areas of your life for 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look to see what's coming. So if you're interested, send me an email at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be most happy to work with you. And I will see you all again in a couple of weeks, Pisces, for the September 2018 mid-month readings. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.